Ancelotti is the current manager of a team which goes by the names of Real Madrid, and he has picked interest into the Arsenal left back who goes by the names of Kieran Tierney in there. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. All that and more into the story of Kieran Tierney, expected to be leaving Arsenal in the summer of summer of 2022. How are you guys? Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily, as we bring you this transfer quick update in there of Kieran Tierney, one of the best left backs in the Premier League, being wanted by Real Madrid in there. So let's first really go into a little bit of a team which goes by the names of Arsenal before we go into this story in there for you, because lots of stories are really coming in from the Arsenal camp in there. They have not yet played in there, and they're playing next on Thursday. I think they are playing Wolves again in there. That is Arsenal in there for you. So very many games of Arsenal have been postponed in there for you. And when you look, their next fixture is against Brentford on Saturday 19th in there, and they will play Wolverhampton Wanderers on Thursday, that is the 24th in there. The other fixture against Liverpool has been postponed, and they will play against Watford on the 6th of March in there. So those are the fixtures of a team which goes by names of Arsenal, but they've been postponed. They are supposed to be playing a team which goes by names of Chelsea via the weekend, and they didn't play that game. Now they are really going to play a team which goes to Brentford, and that means Arsenal is going to take close to a week plus while they are really resting to see to it that they really get back to full fitness in there. But when you look at the manager, Mikel Arteta, he is really loving this time because he's really using it to set up his team to see to it that they really come up and compete, because it looks like every team has really given them a green light to compete for the top 4 position, because West Ham has played 2 more games than Arsenal. They're having 41 points. Arsenal are at 39. Manchester United have played 2 more games in there, and they're at 40 points. That means if at all Arsenal wins the 2 games they have in hand, they'll be 5 points ahead of Manchester United. But remember, no guarantee that Arsenal will come in and win those games, because you know what really happens in games in hand. United really had close to 2 of them. One of it was against the side which goes by the names of Brentford. They really won against that, but they really went ahead to draw to a side which goes by names of Southampton, and they had drawn early in the midweek against Burnley in there. So it shows you how much Manchester United is really ruining its season in there for you and giving green light to a team which goes by the names of Arsenal to come in and compete for the top 4 position in there, because I will feel like there are 3 positions still available. Because when you look at this Premier League table, United have equaled the same games with a team which goes by the names of Chelsea, and Chelsea is just 6 points ahead. It's just 7 points ahead of Manchester United. And remember, in all these encounters, United has really to go. Chelsea has to pay a visit to Old Trafford in there. So I will feel like I still stand on my words. The positions still available for the Champions League. 3rd and 4th are still available. Though very many people will come out and say, no, that's really a done deal. Chelsea has already taken that position. I don't really agree with it, because when you look at a team like Arsenal, when Arsenal wins all its 2 games they have in hand, it will be at 45 points, 2 points behind a team which goes by the name of Chelsea. If at all Spurs wins its 2 games, they will be at 42, just 5 points behind the team which goes by the name of Chelsea in there. So I will feel like it's not going to be an easy one. It's not going to be an easy one, and it's still a race for 3rd and 4th, because Liverpool and Man City are really having their own battle in there. Liverpool have played a game less than the team which goes by names of Man City, and they are having 54 points, meaning that they are 9 points behind a team which goes by names of Man City. So what Liverpool has to do, they have to go ahead and win their game in hand. When they win their game in hand, they will be 6 points behind a team which goes by names of Man City, meaning that what Liverpool has to do, their game when they meet a team which goes by names of Man City, they just have to go in and give them a beating of their lives, such that they really secure those 3 points and continue to really reduce that gap in between them and a team which goes by names of Man City in there. 3 points in there for you. So that means title hopes for Liverpool are still alive in there, but the positions available for the Champions League qualification, to me, I will feel like the 3rd and 4th are available in there, and I will feel like Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United, and a team which goes by names of Tottenham Hotspur are really up for the chase of these positions in there. Smash the like button, comment and share. Let's get into this story. We all know that Kieran Tierney is one of the best fullbacks in the Premier League. He was gotten from Celtic by Unai Emery and brought into a side which goes by names of Arsenal, and ever since then he is one of the best that has really come out and proven in there. Last season, I think he came next to Luke Shaw, because Luke Shaw was the best left back in the Premier League last season. This season, it looks like a player who goes by names of Robertson is back to his full fitness and is playing very well. And I think he is the best left back in the Premier League. No doubt about that. And I think Kieran Tierney comes in second in there because he has also come out and really displayed a very good quality type of football with his sweet left foot in there for you. When you look at Kieran Tierney, he's really that lad at Arsenal who is really doing wonders game in, game out. And when you look at him, he's just 24 years of old. He was born on 5th June 1997. That is Kieran Tierney in there for you. He's a defender and he comes in from Scotland. This season he has played 16 games and scored 1 goal. I remember him putting up a couple of assists in there. He has played 2 games in the EFL Cup in there. That is Kieran Tierney. That means he has played 18 games this season in there for you. So, news coming in from El Español is a tabloid coming in from a side which goes by names of Spain, has really come out and said that Kieran Tierney is attracting interest from the Spanish giants, according to El Español in there. And Real Madrid have identified Kieran Tierney as a potential candidate to replace Marcelo in there. For those that don't know Marcelo in the past decade, he was the best left fullback in the world, if at all you know that. And he really came up and really won lots of trophies for Real Madrid. Remember that unbeatable Madrid that won the Champions League 3 times in there. They won a treble in there, and he was playing alongside Cristiano Ronaldo in there for you. And he felt like he could live with Ronaldo for Juventus in there when Ronaldo left for Juventus, but that never matured in there. But he's 33 years old. He has played very many games for Real Madrid, and it looks like he can no longer compete into this team of Real Madrid at the age of 33. When you look at the number of games he has played this season, it shows you that they are really not interested in him anymore in there. That is Marcelo. Because when you look at Marcelo, he has played 6 games this season in the La Liga. He has played 2 games in the Champions League. That is Marcelo in there. He has not in the entire season, he has not played 10 games in there for you. So I really feel like it's time for him to leave, because even age is not on his side. He's 33 years of age. That is Marcelo in there for you. So Marcelo being shown an exit door at Real Madrid, that calls for a replacement for a player who plays the left fullback of Real Madrid in there, because nowadays it looks like Real Madrid are really trying to get in a player to play into that side, like Alaba sometimes, because Alaba, he's always played into the central defense, and other games he's always played into the left fullback there for you. That is Alaba in them. And when you look at their last game that they played against a side which goes by names of Granada, who started in there? Marcelo played in there. Alaba was in the central defense with Militao, and Carvajal was playing as a right fullback. But as things stand, he cannot really match up the pace right now, and I don't expect Marcelo to be into this team that is going to play a team which goes by the PSG today. Remember, PSG is hosting a side which goes by the names of Real Madrid into Paris today, and that game is going to be live in there in France. So that shows you that Marcelo is out of the plans of Carlo Ancelotti in there for you. And Carlo Ancelotti, having been one of the managers in the Premier League, remember, he was managing a side which goes by names of Everton. That's where Real Madrid got him to go and really start doing his job or works at a side which goes by the names of Real Madrid in there. And now he really told his boss, who goes by names of Florentino Perez, that please, I want a player who goes by names of Kieran Tierney, because I really feel like he's supposed to be the best replacement for a side which goes by names of Marcelo. And this is going to be a very big purchase for a side which goes by names of for a side which goes by names of Real Madrid, and a very big loss to a side which goes by the names of Arsenal. First and foremost, let's look to a side which goes by names of Real Madrid. Getting in Kieran Tierney, his work rate is way above ordinary. He runs that entire line for the entire 20 minutes. That is Kieran Tierney in there for you. Secondly, he's good defensively. He's good defensively, gives you a better defensive cover than any other defender right now. And when going forward, he really has a good final ball. His technique is good and he's good on the ball. He can do dribbles, he can shoot from outside the 18 area, he can do that long ball. So that is Kieran Tierney in there for you. And I think it's not by mistake that a manager who goes by names of Carlo Ancelotti has really come out and identified him as a potential replacement for Marcelo in there, because Marcelo is leaving, and I think in the summer they're really going to wave goodbye to him. And he won't be a player of a team which goes by names of Real Madrid anymore. And they have prepared a £50 million bid to bring in a player who goes by names of Kieran Tierney. And I really feel like Mikel Arteta knew that this was going to happen in there. That's why he brought in Nuno Tavares in there for you. And I really feel like Nuno Tavares can be a better left fullback than Kieran Tierney, because for him, his body, physique, and build-up fits the Premier League. He's 100% fits the Premier League. He is tall. He's good. Everything is better than Kieran Tierney. The only thing Kieran Tierney is better than him is the experience and the way he defends in there. But he's not a bad defender, you get? But the problem is he's still lazy. He's still lazy. He risks a lot, and in such games, especially in the Premier League, you don't need to risk a lot in there. You don't need to risk a lot as he does. But I really feel like £50 million, Arsenal won't really say no to this money, because they want more players at Arsenal in there. And when you look at the departments that Arsenal are really lacking, they are not lacking a left fullback, because a player like Cedric Soares can be put in there and play that side. Tomiyasu can also be put there and play as a backup, you get? And I will feel like £50 million when they come in from Kieran Tierney. When you look at the project Arsenal is building in there, I don't feel like they're really going to turn down this money, because you can easily get a left back. Even in the Premier League, you can easily get a left back to replace Kieran Tierney, you get? And I think Nuno Tavares was doing as an understudy, and the games he played, he really showed us that he really has the potential, but he's just careless and lazy, and it costed Arsenal some 2-3 games in there. For you remember that second goal United scored against them, and that equalizer, that a player who goes by the names of Richarlison really scored them against Everton in there. Remember, Arsenal was leading by 1-0, and they equalized them in the 80th minute, and in the 90+ minute they are really put down by a player who goes by names of Gore in there. So I really feel like Arsenal really has the potential to really be there without Kieran Tierney, however much Arsenal fans would like to hear it. But I tell you, there are things that in the business mode, or business sense, you can really see it happen. Because when you look at Arsenal, it's lacking money to bring in players that really in most beneficial positions in there. When you look at Arsenal, if Kieran Tierney is sick, Arsenal won't worry a lot, because they're having players like Nuno Tavares. Tomiyasu can come in and play that role. Gabriel can be switched to be playing the left back, and Ben White can partner with Rob Holding in there in the central defense. But ask yourself, there are positions that Arsenal are lacking quality and quantity, especially the centre forward role. If at all Arsenal really wants to bring in a player who plays for Real Sociedad, who goes by names of Alexander Isak, whose buyout clause is £75 million, don't you think it's better for Arsenal to sell in Kieran Tierney at £50 million, though Celtic has 15% of that money? You get 15% of that money is like £7.5 million in there. I think it's better for Arsenal to go in and sell off a player who goes by names of Kieran Tierney to Real Madrid, because it's very easy to get in a left back. Anywhere in the world, it's easy to get in a left back, and they're not going to get you a quality left back at a very expensive price, because their prices are affordable. Because you sell Kieran Tierney at £50 million, get off the £7.5 million you give them to Celtic, you remain with close to £40 million, you get off £10 million, you can bring in a left back like Nuno Tavares. Arsenal spotted him and brought him at only £7 million from Benfica in there, that is Portugal, and he's really a very good left back in there for you. And Arsenal can really go ahead and look for another left back, because I saw very good left backs into the sides of Sporting Lisbon. They play well. They have good left backs in La Liga. They are good left backs into Serie A, and very many other leagues. Even in the Championship, there are good left backs in there that Arsenal can bring in and really do the job, or get the job done within a further add. So I will feel like Arsenal getting out a player like Kieran Tierney with Real Madrid bringing in £50 million, I will feel like it's far much better, because you will spend like you remain like with 30 million pounds. That money, you'll add it to the money that you have available, the 60 million, the 50 million pounds that you had and that you had bidded in for a man who goes by the names of Alexander Isak in the winter transfer in the winter January transfer window that Arsenal had really put in to make it. You just get off 15 of this money that you've bought, and you bring in a player who goes, 25 million pounds, and you bring in a player who goes by the names of Alexander Isak. Because when you look at Arsenal, they really lack quality, especially in front of goal, especially that is a centre forward. And I really feel like the only option Arsenal have to do, they have to sell off Kieran Tierney. But I really feel like it's really going to be a very hard decision to take by a manager who goes by names of Mikel Arteta. And I don't feel like he's going to entertain it, because to me, I was giving you a view as Rokani David in here, but I really feel like Mikel Arteta won't go in for this. He won't allow this, because he feels like that would have been one of the pieces that have been pulled out of the jigsaw that he is really building for a team to be in there. Because Arsenal is really looking very good, and it's in a very good picture. They are competing to see to either even complete in the top 4 positions of the Premier League. So I really feel like Kieran Tierney to Real Madrid in the summer will be a very big blow into the coffin of a team which goes by names of Arsenal. So to me, I will feel like it's an idea that Arsenal can do, but I don't feel like Mikel Arteta will come out and certify that deal. He'll tell Edu, please, let's not do it, and Edu will tell him, please, I feel like we can sell off Kieran Tierney and they get us 50 million pounds. We get in Alexander Isak, and we can go down in Brazil and bring in a better left back who is really going to come up and compete with Nuno Tavares. And you tell him that because we're really going to have a very good pre-season, we can really use Kieran Tierney in there to come in and play for us ball in there. So that's what I think a player the football director who goes by the names of Edu Gaspar will tell Mikel Arteta. But I don't feel like Mikel Arteta will sanction such a deal to take place, because he feels like his back four has a better communication now. They've kept very many clean sheets in there, especially when Kieran Tierney returned. And each and every time Nuno Tavares plays into that role, he's a suspect, because most of the games that he was given, he played very well. Going forward, no doubt, Nuno Tavares is better than Kieran Tierney, but defensively, Nuno Tavares is not all that bad, but he is a risk. It's a risk, and he's a kind of player that you have onto the pitch, and you know that anytime he can cost you a goal. That is Nuno Tavares in there for you, are a team which goes by names of Arsenal. So I really believe that Mikel Arteta will really have to scratch his head a lot to come out and really get us to know in there. So, but people in Spain, tabloids in Spain, have really come out and said lots of this deal of Kieran Tierney being linked to a side which goes by the names of Real Madrid. I would like to read for you what reports from Spain are saying. Mundo Deportivo are saying, unexperienced to forget. During his Celtic days, was noted in a profile of his abilities. Kieran Tierney joined Arsenal in 2019 from Celtic Glasgow. The young star has been consolidating himself in Arteta's team, and he already knows what it's like to play in the Champions League. Although his debut was not as expected, it was in 2016-2017 season, and his first game was at Camp Nou against Barcelona, and Celtic lost 7-0. That is a player who goes by the names of Kieran Tierney, and that's what Mundo Deportivo are really saying about him. We go to El Scamac, says Kieran Tierney to Real Madrid is certainly not pants, even if that's what is next for Marcelo. As revealed by the Bernabeu, Real Madrid is closely following the names of 7 players who are shining this season, such as Kieran Tierney in there. The 24-year-old footballer is being one of Mikel Arteta's key pieces at Arsenal, as I told you in there. As reported by the journalist Paco Gonzalez in COP, Marcelo is thinking of retiring from professional football. That's so early. The Brazilian ends his contract at the end of the season when he will be 34. His great objective is to surpass Paco Gento and become the footballer with the most titles in the entity's history, something that will be achieved by him getting the long-awaited league title, which for now is on the bright track in there. That's it. When you see Bola is coming from Spain, as I said, Kieran Tierney has battled out with injuries, fouls. France international Mendy has also toiled in the recent times. A move for Kieran Tierney appears to make sense. Marcelo's upcoming departure leaves Ferland Mendy as Real Madrid's only left back, given that Mendy has a history of injuries that are not okay. Carlo Ancelotti plans to look for an additional energy in this sector in there, and that sector is expected to be refilled by a player of Arsenal who goes by the names of Kieran Tierney. But I will feel like Arteta won't want Kieran Tierney to leave his team, because when you look at his back four, when it's having Kieran Tierney, Tomiyasu, and Ben White with Magalhaes playing into the central defense, Arsenal has kept very many clean sheets, close to 11 clean sheets in the Premier League in there. So it shows that these players really have a very good communication. And other games that Nuno Tavares came in and played through, his left side looked vulnerable in there. So I really feel like there is no way Arteta will let such a player leave him and really go to a side which goes by names of Real Madrid. Though the board can really take a decision to tell him that, all right, look, we are selling this player at £50 million and we are getting you Alexander Isak and another left back in there. So I think that can really force Mikel Arteta to come in through and admit and say, all right, I can go with your deal, but it's going to be a very hard decision to make by Mikel Arteta. Thank you for watching in Rokani Media Football. I go by the names of Rokani David, aka R, into this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. And if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I sign out for now. See you later. Your reactions to Carlo Ancelotti picking interest in Arsenal's Kieran Tierney as an ideal replacement for Marcelo is welcome into the comment section below. I'm out.